And good morning and welcome to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore and we are so happy you're here with
Melissa Farley, and we are at
the fabulous Arizona Center. And oh my gosh, it's hump day.
It is.
Yeah.
Your favorite day of all days.
Indeed. Because you know, you don't need tacos for hump day.
We never have them anyway for Taco Tuesday.
No, we never have tacos for Taco Tuesday. Nor
Why do we even call it Taco Tuesday?
to torture ourselves.
I know. I always crave them all day long too, and then I still don't get tacos. It is a weird form of self-torture.
It is. It's like, you know, you could have tacos, but no.
I did not. I deprived myself of tacos all day long.
Although it's funny, I was recently, where was I? I was up at Desert Ridge at an Indian place, and they had like Indian tacos. East Indian.
Oh, that's not what I thought you
Yeah,
meant.
no,
Okay.
it was East
Yeah.
Indian tacos.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because when I was at the powwow at ASU, they also had the Navajo tacos.
Right.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
Well, you know, and at one point it was interesting because way back in Centennial, back in 2012, there was a group that said, hey, the Navajo taco should be our state food. And it's like, you know, the Navajo taco comes with a lot of kind of dark history as well.
Yeah.
So probably not a good option.
Well, I don't think that happened.
So it did not. So we still have no state food.
We don't?
We don't. We have a state pretty much everything else, but not a food.
Huh,
So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so you should let us know what you want as a state. What would you think would be a state food for Arizona?
What would be a good state food?
At one point there was the Navajo taco, there was a group pushing the chimichanga.
That's funny because I was actually going to say that.
So there was that as a possibility.
Yeah.
It's like,
Is there something that's uniquely though Arizona like prickly pear?
I mean, prickly pear, you have some of the citrus, you have like the Black Sphinx dates that are Arcadia, that the trees are a hybrid, and that's the only place where Black Sphinx dates grow.
I don't know.
We have such a fast food history that it's like we've had like every franchise pretty much started.
Well, we can't have like a McDonald's Big Mac be the official food of Arizona. That would just be... That feels Arizona, doesn't it?
It kind of does, but it's like, but I think that opens up a bigger. It's like, well, it's like, would it be a citrus? Would it be like the Arizona sweet, which is a little orange that you can still get?
Yeah.
My neighbor has come to find out her tree that she's had for 15 years just started growing oranges this year.
So you know what's really weird, and I know this is normal, but I've never had a tree like this before. I have a hybrid lemon and lime
Oh, you have a
tree.
cocktail tree.
And sometimes, like last season, we had limes, and then this season we have these like giant lemons, and it's the weirdest thing. It is so odd.
Yeah. No, I mean, actually, it's like if I had a fruit tree, I think I would want one of those just because, when it's lemon season, I have so many friends who are like, please take lemons, please take lemons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, that's how we are too. And then I was like, I think I told you about this. I was like, oh, I'll make lemon bars, thinking that you needed like 17 lemons or something to make good lemon bars.
No, you need more condensed milk and sugar than anything.
You need 1.5 lemons to make a good lemon bar recipe. So that wasn't particularly helpful, but
But then you can do all kinds of, there's like lemon pasta, there
is, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I typically do. I go get some lemons, and then like for the next like month, it's like lemon fest.
Well, and I started drinking lemon water is really good for you first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I started just doing that, making like batches of lemon water.
I wonder if limoncello is good for you in the morning.
It's no, Marshall. It makes you feel good, but I don't think it's good for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what else makes me feel good?
The thing that I hate most in the world.
Coffee?
Oh, yeah.
No, that is not our word of the day.
Coffee's not our word of the day?
Coffee is not.
Wait, I get to rip it.
Oh, that's right. You do get to rip it. Woohoo!
Yes.
All right. So our word of the day.
Fell on me. Okay.
As he tried to make it rain, but it just
As long as I didn't get like a paper cut in my eye or something. I could see that happening.
All right. So abstemious is marked by restraint, especially in the consumption of food or alcohol, kind of like limoncello. All right, so here is their sentence. "Rhonda maintains a high level of personal discipline and and an abstemious lifestyle to which she credits her ability to succeed as a world-class athlete.
Okay, you know what though? I have a dumb question. So like, you abstain from alcohol, you abstain from sex. So why is it an M? Why is it not abstemious? Why
Because
is
it's
it
abstemious. I don't know, because they wanted to make it sound sexy.
It does sound sexy.
No, it does. So when you heard the word abstemious, it's just kind of like, oh, it's almost like lascivious.
Yeah, but then it's like a bait and switch. Like, it's horribly disappointing as a word.
I don't know, maybe, well, there's a did you know. We've never taken a look at did
We've
you
not.
know. Oh,
How have
I'm
we
kinda,
never doing a did you know?
Okay, abstemious and abstain look alike, and both have meanings involving self-restraint or denial, so they must both come from the same root, right? Yes, no, yes and no. Both get their start from the Latin prefix, but abstain traces back to abs plus the Latin verb, while abstemious gets its timitua.
Is that a new word we need to learn?
So it gets its temious. It's temious from a suffix akin to Latin noun.
Whoa.
Team two, do.
You're not speaking English anymore. You're speaking
No, it's
Latin.
trying to be Latin, and I did not study Latin.
Okay.
So we need to get a good Catholic in here too. Meaning intoxic. Oh, so it actually comes from a word meaning intoxicating drink. So that's why it's an M and not an N.
So dumb.
So abstemious, and so that's why it really is about alcohol. Well, there you go. See, look, we just learned abstemious.
Last night I was not abstemious when I went to Fate Brewing Company.
Ah.
So there's that.
So do they have food?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
I also had ceviche.
Oh, yum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so work abstemious into your
Well, I hope you're having a
vocabulary
stevious
today.
morning.
I'm not. I'm about to go eat a cookie, so.
Well, no, true. But
You said food or beverage. It's Friday. I don't expect you to actually be abstemious, so you
Wednesday.
can. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Dang it.
We got a few more days.
But it's Wine Wednesday. You can't be abstemious on Wine Wednesday. What was that?
Wine.
It's like, are we a creaky door opening? What is happening?
I was channeling Dexy Wexworth, which is a complete throwback to Mad TV, which probably predates everyone else in the room but me.
I was like,
So.
goat impression, door opening. I don't know what this
Oh,
is.
Dixie Wexworth,
Okay.
no.
Anyway, I was going to say, you can say you are not being abstemious today if you want to indulge in some Wednesday wine. But yeah, try to use it today. Impress a friend. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this with our guest for the day.
Indeed we will. And happy Wednesday. So happy you were joining us here on the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
The fabulous Arizona Center.
That's right. And we are also here with the fabulous Malcolm. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello,
Hey,
Malcolm.
how are you
And
doing?
we're powered
Good.
by Bosa Coffee this morning.
Yes.
You both are.
Yes.
Indeed. So that may be why I may be a little exuberant.
I should have at least gotten a donut since I don't drink coffee. Oh well.
No, there's always a cookie option.
But then I'm not powered by Bosa. You all are, and I'm not.
True.
Well, Malcolm, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about you. Who is Malcolm? What do you do? What are you about?
Animator, motion graphics producer, filmmaker, just genuine good person, right?
love that.
Especially human,
Yeah.
as far as like the business is concerned. Really activated on like elevating the amount of art media entertainment pumped out of Phoenix and Arizona.
Yeah.
University of Arizona graduate, grew up in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And working on a couple different art, media, entertainment events and films coming up.
Well,
So-
tell us what you got going on.
So most recently, I have a talk where I'm going to break down a lot of my workflow as far as animation to 3D to projection mapping pipeline over here at Glowframe with Irock Daniels.
Yep.
I love Glowframe and what they do as far as like workshops is concerned. I think about a week ago they had a workshop on special effects makeup. Blood and black
That was
eyes
Toy.
and
I
yes,
remember
toy.
Toy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Toy.
gosh,
We
yeah.
got it.
Adore Toy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And most recently, though, I have Exhibit 1.0 that's going to happen May 3rd, and I'm going to be projecting on a lot of these buildings out here.
Oh,
we'll have a
cool.
fashion show with Angel Virtuoso, and a good friend of mine, Trevor Smooth, is going to be doing an installational art piece where he's going to be painting a large spear, almost like a 5 by 5 foot diameter spear that he's going to do a live installation on the 11th floor right here.
Oh,
Wow.
fun.
Yeah, so it's one part Dune inspired. We're gonna have a lot of tech and media from Arizona Technical Solutions to Showboss AV to the Nick Laurie Foundation. We really wanted to generate art and then have that go to a cause, and this cause is homelessness. The next one will be Parkinson's due to my father that's dealing with that. So I liked, as a team, we are a team, and I'm such a team player, but as I'm here and as things grow, I understand that each individual artist wants to have a motivation, right? So being able to create art for a reason now gives incentive, right? And then that's where the shared value system comes into place with the city, people who are movers and shakers. They see the value, and then the artist sees the value and say, okay, we can meet in the middle. We can sit at a table and say, hey, we're generating something for another cause. Other than that, I recently had a event, Nothing But Laughs. I have another, of course I'll have more people come this way, but it's Nothing But Laughs. It's one part stand-up, one part live music, one part art installation, and SNL comedy. Think In Living Color. Think SNL. Think Wildin' Out, as well as something here. And the gentlemen at Santan Distillery out Santan Gardens in Chandler have been wonderful. And we've been greenlit for a continual basis of something like
that's
that.
great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so we shoot a lot of our sketches over here at Glowframe, right? We do the live music, and then we do a stand-up. So it's a great flow.
Okay.
Anybody who's a stand-up comedian can come in and do their set, and then also we play some of the sketches, right? And then we have live art going on, and we have live music going on. So it's a good vibe. It's a good pace where it's like, oh, we're hearing good music, right? We're hearing stand-up comedy where we laugh, and then we get to see a sketch. And I don't know any outlet that you're able to do something like that. So
Very
Nothing
cool.
But Labs, Exhibit 1.0. We have creative mornings where I'm going to break down my workflow, and then I'm going to retire for the rest of the year. I swear. By June, I'm going to hibernate. Probably going to work on some more singing, polishing some more of my skills. But other than that, it's been a wonderful, blessed ride. And I'm just excited to be a comma or a parentheses or a quotation mark in the sentence of Arizona and building up art, media, entertainment here. Because my end-all be-all goal, as we talked, is to elevate the amount of finances that are sent here to the city or to the state from 1% to 5%, and then build roads, schools, and hospitals. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing else. Okay? Nothing else.
Well, I love that
Yeah.
everything you do is such a fusion of not just mediums, but the fusion of art and community
Yes.
and
Yes.
public impact and social impact, and I think that's so great because right now, in my industry in marketing, so much advice is always like niche down, pick one thing, only do that one thing, and only be representative of that
Yes.
one thing. And I love how you're like, no,
Well,
I'm going to do all the things that make me joyous,
It starts from like religion. My mother's a teacher and a preacher, but going I found a church out here, Pilgrim Rest, and when I started to see what they're doing media-wise, I saw some of the same softwares, a software called Resolume, which is a concert visual software. And I said, wait a minute, this is the same thing I do for different tech nights and different soul nights and visuals. I said, I thought God was creating me to be like the greatest like animator alive.
Yeah.
And then it was like, wait a minute, no, like it refined me as an artist. And you know where a lot of the troubleshooting techniques and problems that I solve in the church, you know where they wind up? Out here in the real world. So then I solve a problem, and then I come and it's like, Malcolm, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And I laugh, and they're like, why are you laughing? I'm like, dude, I just had this problem the other week at church for whether it be a play or whether to troubleshoot some type of JPEG or format that I need to display, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a different get down. The same get down that I do that happens from like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the same get down on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's the same thing, just it refines me. But every now and then I get a opportunity to like slip in a lot of my like artist technique. When you strip it away, like I think about like people who are like architects like Benjamin Banneker. I think about like somebody like a Basquiat or like a Picasso or somebody who has to do like a Sistine Chapel. It's like, well, they didn't really, in my mind, I'm sure, or I'm hoping, or I think that they didn't really want to do that, but they had to be refined. And through the process being refined, now they had new clarity about what they wanted to do. And it pushed them as an artist. It pushed, of course, like the patron as far as like what they wanted to receive, and it made them great. But you know, I'm so thankful for y'all as an outlet to get messages out, right, and help on this journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
We're still pushing, and I hope to put Phoenix and Arizona amongst the greats of Los Angeles and New York and Chicago or Atlanta. If Atlanta did it, then why can't Phoenix do it? Like,
Well, you're doing it. You're
You're-
doing it.
right,
You're
yeah,
making
exactly.
it happen.
We
We're doing
Well,
it.
I mean,
Yes.
that's the thing. So when you look at Arizona, I mean, there's so much cool stuff happening right now that has taken years to get to this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so and that's the beauty of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize what else is going on until suddenly it's like, oh my gosh. And
Right.
then there's all
Always.
these and collaborations of not just, and which I think is great because it's breaking us out of those silos.
Right.
Yeah.
And now suddenly you have different organizations that are starting to work across each other and building those bridges.
Well, and I think the infrastructure and the financial investment is such an important element because, right, like my roots come from film, from independent film and the film industry, right? And there were for so many years, there were so many talented directors, filmmakers, artists that were doing film but not making money, right? And having to go to other states to do their work. And it's like, no, how do we keep it home? You know,
Right. I
And you
mean,
have to
we had it
consider all
here.
of
How do we
those.
bring it back?
It's interesting. I was just at speaking at NAB Las Vegas,
Yeah.
National Association of Broadcasting. The companies Maxon out there are great as far as like digital sculpting with ZBrush, and a lot of these companies were out there. And I would meet people from Los Angeles, or I met people from Barbados, and I met people from China, and like it's like the Olympics of media, of what we do. It's Olympics. You meet people from Australia, they're like, come out for Aussie Kiwi night. And it's phenomenal. However, a lot of those people want to come here. They don't necessarily want to go to New York or Los Angeles or Atlanta. They've done it. They're more than happy to do it, but they want an alternative. And what excites me is like what makes us most different, right?
Yeah,
Is makes us most unique.
Yeah.
And of course, the weather right now is that San Diego weather.
Yep.
It's perfect before the heat. But when they're in the heat, we're in the soundstage. We're in studios.
Well, you know, but I did
We're
like
okay.
a pilot for a TV show that went nowhere out in Yuma in
Right.
the middle of summer.
Right.
But it was a Canadian group, and they were so excited to be here in the middle of summer.
Of
I'm
course.
like wearing like 3 shirts and still getting sunburned. They're like out there in T-shirts and everything, going, "We just love being out here in
love
the
it.
sun because."
Well, that's what, I was talking to Randy Murray actually the other day
Yeah.
and Andy, and they used to have all of these contracts come in from England of like these like true crime kind of, docudrama shows. And the main reason they picked here was because they love the weather. Like
Right, they
just
wanted to get
couldn't
warm.
get
Yes.
over it. Yeah.
Yes.
So
that bone-chilling cold, they wanted to warm those bones up.
I know.
So.
Well, let folks know how can people work with you, be on your team, be part of this movement to kind of lift up our community here.
So you can find me, of course, on all social medias, MJMMZT, and then also I started an animation studio with my brother called Planet Mars Multimedia because my last name is Marzett.
Yeah.
So that was coming from my dad back in the Netscape Navigator days. Those who are techies understand when he canceled his subscription, the CEO of Netscape Navigator, Mr. Marzett, are you sure you want to stop your internet subscription? This is in the 90s, so
Yeah.
like that's when they contacted you directly because it was a hobbyist thing. You can find me on planetmarsmultimedia.com. And then also building up MZT 1990. Definitely reach me out. You can also send me email at mjmmzt@gmail.com. If you're interested in animation, filmmaking, projection mapping, 3D printing, building LED walls, and just overall just art, media, entertainment, and even if you want to get into religious visuals or any type of like church media, to me those cross over, and it's always so fun. Like to me, I love watching somebody's face when I solve a problem. I say, "Oh, I did this at church." They're like, "What church do you go to?" And I think that is something that fuels me. All of the 6 other days I can do whatever I want, like what we're doing as far as art, media, entertainment. But on the 7th day, I get to like kick religious booty when it comes to like my visual and what I'm giving up, because I don't have this talent. I don't know why I can process information. I don't know why I can edit live on the spot. I don't know why I can do color correction or animation or digital sculpt, but it's coming from somewhere, right? So I like to give that up on one day, and then the rest of the days let's just have more creative fun. And also, if you're interested in like 3D printing or different animation and visual effects, EJ Hassenfranz from School of Motion out in Denver, which is the new wave of Sundance. Sundance is going to be there, right? And then also the digital art and tech. If you're interested in 3D printing, you can also do all this when we were talking about a bit ago as far as the resources. I'm a University of Arizona graduate, so I have no incentive to say this, but ASU Edson E&I, which is entrepreneurship and innovation, they really do it right, and they're bridging that gap between community, entrepreneurship, innovation, and the Sidney Poitier Film School, and it's named Sidney Poitier, so I have to be there. They don't make guys like us anymore as far as Sidney Poitier. They have 3D printing labs. They have a volume. They actually have a innovation night that's coming up pretty soon that I'm also going to be presenting some work to. So if you want to meet me to round this all out, reach out to me, MJMMZT, on social medias. You can look up Malcolm Marzett on LinkedIn. Please reach out, because I know, seeing myself, I know that there is somebody who is in Honolulu, Hawaii, where I was born, that says, "Hey, I just want to be an animator, and I saw Pixar, Toy Story, and want to get there." Or someone in Charleston, South Carolina that, oh my gosh, the amount of times I'm standing on tables saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," and then they're like, "Get out." And then I come here, and then they say, you know what? Have you thought of drama? And I was like, what is drama? And they're like, Malcolm, you know, these spirited talks that you give when you're standing on tables. They have a whole class for that. And I'm like, if you show me that classroom, I'll never speak in your class again because I have an outlet, right? If you need an outlet, go to Glow Frame Initiative. It's a nonprofit. Get your skill set up. Reach out to me, please, because you're not alone. And I know what it's like to feel that way.
Yeah.
And I just, it comes from my parents, of my dad, who said, oh, we would be the water bottle kings. He thought of inventing bottled water and his friends told him no. Or chocolate and peanut butter. He invented the Reese's peanut butter cup. And his friends said no. And that is what pushes me. Or my mother, who wanted to be a fashion designer and only studied calligraphy, but now is a preacher and a teacher. A lot of their thoughts and dreams, I'm kicking that door down. Whenever
Was that your mom doing calligraphy on the name tags?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
she.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's where I come as far as like typeface and fonts and just.
Okay.
It comes from there, and then my attention to texture of clothes. That's why we talked about like the seersucker
the
suit,
seersucker,
right? Which
exactly.
is the Charleston.
Which is
route.
why I wore
Yes.
some more seersucker for you,
Because
just
it's hot.
because.
It's hot.
Right, exactly.
And it's almost like I want to say like more or less like everything in my life has built up to what it is now, and I can only be me. You can only be yourself. Everybody else is taken.
Yeah.
Everybody else is taken. If you can be yourself and like muster up enough energy when you get nervous to just like commando kick down the door, and if you get taken out, okay. But you did it all the way you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when it's done, you say, you know what, I gave everything I could. And then they say, no, okay, great. Some will, some won't, okay.
Yeah.
But you did yours. I never want to live with regret. And, you know, my parents have some of that, and I see it, and I'm like, oh, no, not with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm jumping out of the
Malcolm,
plane.
thank you so much for
Yes.
being on and
Yes.
sharing so much of yourself with
Yes.
us. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think.
Pleasure.
I mean, I'm looking forward to tracking you down at some of your events.
I'll actually be at Creative Mornings,
Yes.
where Malcolm is speaking on the 25th at Glow Frame Studio, which is at the Arizona Center. So come on out, hang out with me.
And what
support
date is that
Malcolm.
again?
The April 25th.
Yes.
And then May 3rd sounds like a really cool event too.
It
We'll
will
be sure to
be.
check that out. Dropping some Wednesday wisdom for you all from Malcolm.
Yes.
And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
And good morning and welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore,
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the
the
fabulous Arizona Center. And I'm powered this morning on this hump day.
Hump
Why
day.
suddenly we took a trip to England. I don't know quite where that came from. But, you know, it's that Bosa coffee.
That turns you British.
I will suddenly blame.
Actually, you sounded a little Forrest Gumpy more than British, but that's okay.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm always here to compliment and
to take
encourage
me
you,
down a
Marshall.
rung.
What are friends for?
And that's right, because life is like a box of chocolates.
You see, you didn't do it right now. Okay, you know what you always do right every single time?
One of my favorite things.
One of your favorite things, a little bit of history.
Yeah. All right, so on this date, 1919, airplanes were pretty much kind of a brand new thing. And so the Arizona Daily Star in Tucson reported that they were now starting to test and experiment with conducting, for the first time, using airplanes to fight fires. to help spot them, as well as transporting firefighters. And so I think that's really cool. And have you been to the Hall of Flame?
I have not.
We should go.
Okay.
It's this really cool museum in Tempe, and it's like a TARDIS. You see the front of it, and then you walk inside. It is the world's largest firefighting museum.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And it's incredible.
I wonder why Pat hasn't done something on that yet.
Oh, yeah. No,
I should
because
ask
I mean,
him about
yeah.
it. Yeah, I bet he could, well, I was like, I bet he could get us like a guided, and I'm like, look who I'm talking to. You could also
Oh,
probably
yeah, I
make
literally
that
like,
happen.
I mean, it was so funny because actually I was on the way to Tempe to a board meeting at one point,
Yeah.
but I was early and I'm like, oh, I have time to stop in. And then I realized, oh, they close in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the curator stayed late, came out, and we went on
That's
this
cool.
full-blown tour. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Such a great space for kids. They have global fighting equipment through the centuries. So it's just one of those things where it's like, and it's right there.
It is. I've driven by it like 1,000 times.
That's why I was
know.
like, I've driven by, I've always wanted to go, so I've got some minutes, so I'm going to go in, and
Yeah.
I was almost late to the meeting. but
Well,
oh
when
well.
it's Firefighter Day for a celebration, we
yeah.
should go do a segment.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe we even try it because there's some really cool like old helmets.
Oh my God, yeah, Pat loves the firefighter helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
a big
maybe
deal.
they even let us don one. We shall see.
I thought it was funny at one of the most recent events, the Tempe mayor put on like a fire helmet, but it was massive on his little head. Yeah, Pat was like, it was so adorable. And I was like, I'm sure the mayor loved to hear that. He
Right,
loved it.
exactly. That it was like very childlike. So, all right. So let's talk about some other things we could go celebrate. All right. Do you like cheese?
You know I like cheese, Marshall. What a silly question.
Do you like cake?
Yeah, oh, we're going to cheesecake.
And do you like cherries?
I love cherries.
So today is Cherry Cheesecake Day.
How specific.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a beloved combination that, so it's cheesecake, but it's not really cake like at all.
But you know what's interesting? I'm thinking about this now. I don't know that I've had cheesecake. I think I always have strawberry cheesecake.
Ah.
Yeah.
So see, and I love that cheesecake goes back to ancient Greece. They were giving it to the athletes at the first Olympic Games. Mm-hmm. And then in the mid 1800s in New York, they started putting cream cheese in the cheesecake and creating that New York style cheesecake that is now synonymous with cheesecake across the country. Mm-hmm. And so very different than Italian cheesecake, but still so good. And then, in the popular 50s, pie filling in a can. And so people then started dumping that on top of their cheesecakes and so many other things.
And then the Golden Girls, of course, made cheesecake just
synonymous with
epically famous.
Let's just sit down and chat and have some cheesecake and work through our problems.
That is what you do. Yeah.
So, but even but that nice tart cherry of not getting the pie filling in a can.
We didn't get any cherry cheesecake though, is what you're telling me. There's no cherry cheesecake.
No, but I hear there's
physically
tacos.
Here. Lies, God.
So, and along with that, it is also picnic day.
Oh, I love going on a picnic.
So, what is your favorite thing to take on a picnic?
I'm ridiculous about it. Every time, you watch like movies, then they go on picnics, they always have chicken. So I always feel like I have to have like fried chicken and potato salad and like all the fixins. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the favorite American options: sandwiches, fried chicken, watermelon, potato salad, chips and dip.
Yep.
I'm surprised macaroni salad did not make the cut. Kind of disappointed because that's kind of my go-to is
I
macaroni salad.
do love macaroni salad. Yeah.
So.
And watermelon. I love all the things.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a thing on that list I'd be like, no, I'm good. I don't really want any of those.
Yeah.
But it's a chance to kind of get outside and celebrate. But say you want to do it maybe in a couple weeks when it might be a little too hot. You can do it in your living room. You can do it wherever.
Sure
It's all about just sitting down, taking the time to share, break bread with folks, and enjoy your environment wherever you are, whether it's your house, middle of a shopping mall. I don't. Could you? That would be kind of fun.
Would they let you do that?
I don't know.
Or is that loitering?
I don't. You could bring some fake grass, a chico tablecloth, set it down, and just invite people to join you for your.
Well, we should try it. We'll see what happens.
See how long it takes for security to be like.
I'll report back if he gets arrested or not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be in jail. And
yeah, I'll be the one standing by with the cell phone camera. You can sit on your patch of grass.
So, and then so for this day, the 23rd of April, we doth pay homage to the noble wordsmith of Aviad, Master William Shakespeare. Let thy tongue wag in verse and flourish, for it 'tis National Talk Like Shakespeare Day. Put aside thy modern prattle and don thy cloak of posies. Speaketh not plain, but with wit and wonder. Call thy friends knaves and wenches. Bid them hark, and greet with them a hearty well met.
You know what I think is funny is everybody, for some reason, when they try to speak Shakespearean, they talk loud and they feel like that helps. Like, why is that?
As everyone's in the room going, oh, good God, what's he doing? Stop yelling.
Why are you yelling Shakespeare at me?
So I just think it's funny that there is a day to whether you want to just throw in some doths and douths and doeths.
And well met, Marshall. Well met.
Indeed. Yeah. And you can either create your own version of Shakespeare.
A darker Shakespearean. I'm gonna.
You want to kill everybody?
No, I'm gonna be like Lady Macbeth and just walk around going, "Out, damn spot, out." That's gonna be my thing.
Like, I'm just gonna start killing people.
No.
And then, oh my gosh, I love that today is Take a Chance Day.
Ooh, what a fun invitation.
Indeed. It's a day to challenge yourself to try something new, whether maybe it's pursuing a dream, a big thing, or just starting a new hobby, making a significant life change. The idea is to really overcome that fear and hesitation and recognize that taking a risk can lead to so many rewarding outcomes.
So what are you going to take a chance on today, Marshall? What are you going to do?
So I've actually been thinking about that, and so I'm working on my ARX display. Mm-hmm. So ARX is where they did this whole thing with biomedical campus and artists, where you do the speed dating, you get a doctor and an artist, and so we're creating this. I took a woodshop class.
Wow, look at you.
So now, I just realized that it's like, oh, I can do this and that, and then. So really, that's kind of where I'm pushing myself outside the box. Is I'm building things, and I was like, well, do I need to figure out how to weld, or can I use wood for that? So yeah.
You welding feels scary, so maybe stick to
it is scaring me. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I have welded in the past, and when the hole you're trying to fill winds up becoming bigger than it was,
Marshall.
That's when it's like, hey, Dad. It's like,
yeah.
So
yeah.
Or I did light my crotch on fire once.
Oh my God.
But that was in high school. It was like, why is it getting so? Oh, that's why it's getting warm in here. So.
But you live to tell the tale.
Exactly. So there you go. So all right. So what are some other things we can do to celebrate? Maybe you want to take a chance on something to do in town. Besides the flaming crotch.
Well, if you don't want to set your crotch on fire, like our friend Marshall here, we do have some other options for you to try out. Yeah, we know that we love a good game of trivia around here, and we've got Harry Potter trivia
I was like, it all depends
night.
on what kind of trivia, because
Harry Potter. This is happening at Chandler at the Sugar Bar at 7 p.m. And so whether you're a Hufflepuff, a Slytherin, Ravenclaw, or Gryffindor, do you know what you are, Marshall? Do you know what house you're in? No? Let's see.
I would say Gryffindor just because I like the.
I think you're a Hufflepuff. I'm going with Hufflepuff for Marshall.
And what about you?
Oh, I'm a naughty one. I'm a Slytherin.
Oh.
But anyway, you can test your knowledge of all things Harry Potter at the Sugar Bar Craft, and the good news is there is no cover to attend. You just show up at 7, be ready to play, and of course, have some money for snacks and drinks and all that good stuff. We've also got, this is for you, Marshall. Are you ready?
I'm kind of scared when people say this is for you.
Hip Hop Hump Day.
Oh.
Yep, Hip Hop Hump Day is happening at Dynamite Beer Co. in Phoenix at 6 p.m. So basically they're inviting you to get over this midday hump with a blast of beats and brews at Dynamite Beer Company's Hip Hop Night. So there's going to be some cold craft beer, fresh hip hop jams, lively atmosphere, and just a whole bunch of really cool people that are going to be there. So you can meet some new friends, hang out, be in a good vibe. Again, there's no cover for this event, so that all kicks off at 6 p.m.
Yeah, but you will want to imbibe food.
You won't want to be abstemious.
Right, do not be abstemious when you go to these
Yes.
events because they're hosting them for free, not so you can be abstemious.
That's right. Yeah. In fact,
Anti-abstemious.
I was going to say, be anti-abstemious. Okay, this one is a really, really interesting one. This is Through Her Lens, a conversation with director Rakshan Benit-Matad at ASU Education Lecture Hall at 6 p.m. So you can discover the story behind the May Lady and the power of the film in shaping social change. So this is presented by the Center of the Study of Religion and Conflict and the Arizona Persian Cultural Center for a screening of the film. And then basically it's a poignant exploration of a woman navigating the complexities of motherhood and womanhood in a challenging society. This is an Iranian film. It will have English subtitles. And basically, after the screening, you can stay for a really thought-provoking, moderated discussion and Q&A with the award-winning director. This is also free to attend, but you do need to RSVP if you are planning to attend, just to make sure that they have adequate seating. And it's from 6 to 8:45 p.m. And if you don't know where this is is actually still off of Gamage Parkway in Tempe. So.
Oh, I was wondering if it was going to be downtown or there.
No, yeah,
Okay.
It's at the ASU
Okay.
Education
Okay.
Lecture Hall off of Gamage Parkway. So that sounds actually really, really fascinating.
Yeah.
We've also got Purple Passion at Desert Poppy in Scottsdale at 5:30 p.m. This sounds so fun. So basically you can create a gorgeous all purple monochromatic arrangement with tons of different shades of purple. There's no better way to say hello to April than with an arrangement. So you're making a bouquet of all purple flowers. Yeah. And I'm upping my skill level at being able to create less ugly bouquets. So I feel good about that. It is $85 per person. There is a 10-person max, and it starts at 5:30 p.m. And then this next one, last one, Forbidden Broadway. Doesn't that sound fun?
Oh, actually, I love Forbidden Broadway.
I do too. So this is the next generation, and it is at Phoenix Theater at 7:30 p.m. So basically, you can experience a very hilarious and naughty take of your favorite Broadway shows and stars. You can get your tickets and be prepared for a night of lots of laughter, lots of entertainment. It's a really good time. You have actually a ton of time to see this. It runs until June 2025. So if you can't make it tonight, you've still got lots of chances to see the show.
So it's not like a weekend thing and then done.
No, yeah, they've
Okay.
got a long run. So
Nice.
the show tonight though is at 7:30 p.m. And just to give you a heads up, tickets are a little pricey. They start around $99 for tickets, but well worth it for a really
oh my
fun
gosh!
evening.
I mean, Forbidden Broadway is such a tradition. I mean, the double entendres, the rewriting of the lyrics to be more.
If you've never gone and you are a Broadway fan, it
Go.
really is a treat. Yeah.
Right.
So, and it's, yeah.
And it pokes
I know.
fun at so much Broadway. Old, new, it's all on the table.
They do not discriminate
Nope.
against any Broadway.
Not at all.
All right, well, we've so enjoyed hanging out with you, but we want to make the show even more about you because we love all things local. We love you.
How can they do that? How can they do that?
You can send us a message. Yeah, so if you're celebrating, if you've got events, if you've got a shout out, somebody you want us to if you want to be a guest or someone you think should be a guest on the show, shoot us an email at hello@onthemorningshow.com or hit us up on social media at onthemorningshow. And we love to hear from you, so please, please, please don't make me cry by the next show because nobody emailed us.
But make Ann dance, because
can
she
make Ann
dances
dance.
whenever we get an email from somebody with either an event they want to promote or a guest.
That's right.
She does a great dance.
She sure does. Also, on our Instagram, if you go there, there'll be 3 pinned videos that you can see about how to be a guest, how to partner with us, how to book Marshall and I. So if you have questions, that's really easy for you to check out. But whew, we made it through another hump day, Marshall.
Indeed, but you know what? We'll be right back here tomorrow morning for Thursday.
That's right, Thursday. We hope you have a great Wednesday night, and we will see you bright and early on Thursday morning.